All right, gang, we're talking about some new deals. Again, I've got some really awesome fragrances I'm going to talk to you about that I found some great deals on. I've got 14 fragrances here that I'm going to talk to you about. They're so good. You should take advantage of these before they run out. And as I always mention, I'm doing this video a couple days before it airs. So sometimes they run out. So if you're in the market for any of these fragrances, I highly recommend you take advantage of the deals that I'm talking about today, because sometimes they just don't last. Also, stay until after the outro. I'm going to do a mini haul, talk to you about some of the fragrances that I bought, doing the same thing as you guys if you do watch these videos and buy some of the fragrances that I'm recommending. And I've got 4 fragrances here that I'm going to do unboxing of on camera. And you're going to want to find out what they are. And one of them is really, really awesome. It's actually a collector fragrance. So you don't want to miss that portion of the video. In fact, I do see it selling as well. And it's discounted a lot, this particular fragrance. It's really, really highly discounted. And it's more of a collector item. So don't forget to watch that portion. But let's get started with the main video, the deals that I'm going to talk to you about today. Most importantly, this is a fragrance that I recommend highly from the Hugo Boss collection of fragrances. And I haven't seen this at the discounters before. It's finally here. You've got to get it if you've been looking for it. It's Magnetic Musk from Hugo Boss. It's such an awesome scent, guys. Really, really great. I actually bought this from the Dubai airport coming back from Dubai a couple of years ago. And I had not sampled this collection in the past. Instantly fell for this. It's a combo of Dior Homme Intense, or maybe Dior Homme Parfum, with Zoologist Bee. So it's honeyed, powdery, iris, so delicious, really super delicious. It's currently selling 100 ml for $112. Guys, it is so awesome. Normally this sells for 100 ml $326, but the combination of Dior Homme Intense and Bee, it's honeyed, it's sweet, it's powdery, it's musky, super, super delicious. In fact, I better get another bottle myself. I rarely use this because it's not easy to get this collection. And I've been mentioning it here and there. I do have a video that I'm going to air with this collection. I actually shot the video months ago and I've actually misplaced the video. So I have no idea where it is. So I've been waiting to, find that video and get it edited and aired. But in the meantime, take advantage of this one. It's so delicious. One of the best from this collection. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite in the collection. Although last week, I believe I spoke about Vigorous Cologne. It's also a great one, but it's much more of a freshie. This is much warmer, spicy, musky, powdery. And again, as I mentioned, very much like a combo of Dior Homme Intense. If you love that DNA, it's here. Plus Zoologist Bee. Just those two fragrances married together. Magnetic Musk. Awesome, awesome scent. Let's move on to Christian Louboutin's collection of fragrances. It's LOUBIPRINCE. There's a 90 ml bottle like this for $140. And these two first fragrances I'm talking about are not testers. I do have some testers that I'm going to mention. This one's not. First of all, it's a heavy-duty bottle like this. Really heavy-duty cap. And within the inside of the cap, you have the whatever's in red right here, that is what's under the soles of the shoes by Christian Louboutin. So they've incorporated that inside the caps and some of the other bottles too. I'm looking at the collection up there. This fragrance here, it's an ambery, spicy, amber spicy, and I believe there's tonka in here as well. So it gives it a slight nutty bitterness with a very peppery, spicy, resinous, ambery experience. So it's more of a like a winter offering. And yeah, we are going in towards the spring season, but it's actually pretty delicious to have this one. If you love amber, that's kind of peppery, spicy, and resinous, and of course that signature tonka smell that gives you the nuttiness, the doughy qualities, a little vanillic, ambery touches. And let me also show you once more here. You also have that Louboutin red that is under their soles here on this cap as well. Not only is it inside right there, but it's also, so they basically incorporated that that material that is in the soles of their shoes in their bottles as well. So that is LOUBIPRINCE, 90 ml 140, normally 90 ml 365. It's quite pricey. It's really, really great price. Both of these two fragrances, luxury designer houses, great prices. Take advantage of them ASAP. They're going to run out. So we're going to get to some testers now. Well, one tester. This is Montale's Fougere Marine. So if you like the idea of a fougere, fougères are barbershop fragrances, but going into the marine direction. Yeah, I thought I would have a challenging time with this. It's not that challenging. The marine touches are there, but I think it's a bit seaweedy and sea breezy. Not super swimming in fish, but what you have are aromatic notes and spices, some citruses, and you have the marine notes as well. 100 ml for $60. So I think it's also not a very daring Montale. It's more of a crowd-pleasing style fragrance because it's Indian aromatic notes. There are herbs, spices, woods, citruses, and of course the marine touches. That's a great price, $60 for Fougere Marine. It's from the house of Montale. But as I was saying, it's not one of the most daring Montales, so it's much easier to wear. Now, moving on to the house of MEMO Paris, we've got Italian leather, 200 ml bottle for $185, whereas this is a 75 ml bottle. Suggested retail price is $340. So it's a really, really great deal. I mentioned in my videos recently, this is not this particular bottle. This is my second Italian leather bottle, but my very first bottle of MEMO Paris was Italian leather and Courtier Latin. Courtier Latin got discontinued, but Italian leather is still around. And I think the brand's mainly known for the leathers and most importantly, African leather. What's this one all about? This is a tomato leaf take on leather. So if you like that kind of bitter green note, a very signature note of tomato leaves is here, and you can pick it up with the leather that's in here. So it's a bit fresh, bitter green, and it gets denser and leathery in the dry down. And I think along the way, you'll be reminded of a little bit of irisy. I think also the green notes, the tomato leaves, do remind a little bit of galbanum. So at this time, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Maison Crivelli's Iris Mollicon, but just think of Iris Mollicon with less orris butter and more leather and something like that. But it does remind me of it, but it's definitely an awesome scent. Super sexy, I think, this one. The greenness with the leather and the powdery touches is awesome. And again, it's a big bottle, 200 ml for $185. So this is a 75 ml bottle, but this is a 200 ml bottle that is selling for $185. And as I said, normally 75 ml bottle goes for $340 suggested retail price. So that is a really, really awesome price and a great leather. And the fact that it has the green notes, I think it's a great spring leather fragrance. At least for me, it is. And again, I don't have any rules of wearing what kind of fragrances which season, but I'm just being upfront about the fact that it's a leather, so it's going to be darker. It's going to be much more potent, so maybe it's not as fresh as what you might want to do with the upcoming spring season. But the greenness gives it a very spring effect. Let's move on to a Dior fragrance. It's Gris Dior in the 250 ml bottle, guys. Remember, Dior changed all of their bottles to 200 ml, but there is a 250 ml bottle for $441. And now it's a 200 ml bottle, so 50 ml less juice, and it's $495. So not only do you get it for less expensive, but you also get 50 ml more juice. So you're saving about $50, and you're also getting 50 ml more. It's the original. 250 ml bottles are the original. This is what I have here. It's a 250 ml bottle, as you can see right under there. So this is what's available. And it's not much of a saving, but the fact that you're getting 50 ml more juice still becomes a savings. And if you think it's too much juice, you can always divide it up with someone, split it, decant it, and things like that. But I think it's a good deal because it's 250 ml. It's not quite the same price as what they're selling the 200 ml now for. And you've got this kind of rosy, earthy patchouli, mossy chypre fragrance. That's definitely one of the best from the house of Dior. So this one will go away fast. I highly recommend you take advantage of that. Yeah, because it's no longer 250 ml. It's less juice now and more expensive. So Dior did pull the fast one on us, and they decided to make all of their luxury collections 200 ml. And for the longest time, I always felt like Dior's Privé collection was the best value, but the prices kept creeping up. And then early last year, they made sure that these are no longer 250 ml. So it's a bummer. But take advantage of that one. I highly recommend it. It's a great scent as well. And I've got everything tagged within the video, timestamp tagged. And I no longer put in a lot of affiliate links in the info box. And basically, I've just partnered with YouTube, and I select various products, great deals for you guys to check out. So get that Gris Dior, and keep in mind everything is timestamp tagged. Let's move on to another designer house of Narciso Rodriguez. This is For Him Vetiver Musk. And this is weird. They've got both testers and full presentation, which comes in a box like this for $50. Now, this is perfect for the coming spring season. It's a musk. It's a clean, crisp, cool musk with that grassy, earthy, woody vetiver that the fragrance is about. So it's called For Him Vetiver Musk, as you can see right there. And as I said, it's a clean, crisp, cool, earthy, woody, grassy fragrance. So might be more appropriate to save this for the winter. I'm sorry, not winter. What am I saying? Summer season, because it's so crisp and clean and cool. But I think you can totally get away with an all year round. I think it's a great signature scent if you believe in signature scents. It's very easy to wear. It's masculine. It's not, floral. It's clean. It's crisp, as I said. There's a cooling effect happening. And then it dries down to that vetiver musk in the base. So, yeah, definitely worth checking out. And the $50 is a good price for a designer offering that normally sells for $132. This is retail for that price, suggested retail. This is an eau de toilette, and as I said, keep it for the warmest days. I think it shines in the heat. Now let's move on to Maison Crivelli. This is one of my favorite Maison Crivelli fragrances, and it's not highly discounted, but I think it's definitely worth checking out because suggested retail is 50 ml for $350, and it's selling for 50 ml $240. This is Safran Secret, one of my favorites. This was originally launched as ingredients, exclusive fragrance for a retailer in the Czech Republic. And so then it was brought back as a, worldwide release with a different name. What I like about it is it's saffron, lots of saffron. It's a bit metallic. And I mentioned with this one, kind of reminds me of a steel wool pad. And the thinness, but the metallic touches of it. Because saffron becomes quite metallic. But there's amber behind it. There's some... Well, personally, I get like vetiver with this. I also get some light fruity amber. But very light on the fruits. It's not super strong. But to me, it's super sexy. Really awesome scent. Smells great. Lasts a long time. It's not as potent as Tuberose Astral or Patchouli Magnetic, which is the most potent. But for me, it's got great longevity. It smells great. It's classy. It's sophisticated. It's spicy for sure because the saffron is a spice. And you've got that kind of metallic, leathery experience with it. Great scent. Safran Secret from the house of Maison Crivelli. As I said, it's $240 for 50 ml. Normally, it's $350 for 100 ml. So you're saving about $110. Now we've got a fragrance, two fragrances back-to-back from the house of Gucci Alchemist Garden collection. First of which is Winter's Spring, very appropriate fragrance. Although I believe we're kind of past mimosa season, or is it still blooming out there? It depends on where you are, I suppose, because I noticed that some people were picking the mimosa flower recently. So this Winter's Spring, really great name, by the way. It's just an appropriate name for mimosa-focused fragrance. This is 100 ml for $130. Normally, it's $400 for 100 ml. And if you like the idea of mimosa, mimosa is a yellow flower. It has some light almondy nuances and greenness a little bit. Just smell the flower if you have one near you. That's what you get. It's kind of frosty, soft, pillowy iciness, and then powdery, nutty yellow flower kind of warmth. Along the way, you also have that greenness, because when you smell the mimosa flower, you've got that kind of a greenness and slight nuttiness with it. There might be some light honey touches with mimosa flower as well. On skin, it gets warmer, but I think it's a really gentle, beautiful fragrance, I think. It's very underrated, and I think the note itself of mimosa is very underrated. So, but I think that is like a really awesome take on mimosa as a, mimosa focused fragrance. The other thing with that one is also, I don't know how long that fragrance will be around. I don't think it's one of the more successful ones from the house in that collection. So if you're a fan, or if you've been wanting it, that's a great price for $130. And I don't think that is a tester. I think it's full presentation. It'll come with the box. But this next one is a tester. I think it's a tester. I believe it's a tester. This is Gucci's 1921. Now, this is going to be perfect for summer, warm spring days, and summer, warm or hot summer days. This is a super duper citrus, a clean citrus, a bit like Sunsong from Louis Vuitton. It's orange blossomy, it's juicy citrusy, lightly woody, and maybe some light musk in the base as well. It's clean, it's crisp, it's a bit soapy, like soapy fragrances that feature the orange blossom note. So this is 100 ml for $145. I believe it was a tester from what I recall seeing for that price, but it's a good price. Part of the luxury collection from Gucci. Let me know if you guys have experienced it. It comes in this beautiful green apothecary style bottle, which the winter spring is as well, the white. And you've got like little kind of designs on top. But this is, I think the 1921 is perfect for hot summer days. I just love its clean soapiness. So that one is 100 ml for $145. Let me know if you guys have experienced those fragrances. Let's move on to the house of Quinto Canto. This is Ensis. You guys familiar with this? This is a sister house to Tiziana Terenzi. I have a full review of this one on the channel, or maybe I might have a review with the entire collection. And for me, Ensis was a love at first sniff. First of all, it does remind me of L'Ombre d'Anlo a little bit, and those kind of green fragrances. But you've got spices, fresh spices, green notes, and almost like a cross between galbanum and tomato leaves kind of thing happening here. But it's super fresh. If you like fragrances like L'Ombre d'Anlo, maybe Synthetic Nature, you will like this one quite a bit. Just a really pleasant green spring fragrance. There might be some green floral notes, spring floral notes in there as well, to give you this really beautiful combination of a blast of fresh greens. Green stems, green flowers, green leaves, spices, and things like that. Really great take. It doesn't smell super duper identical to L'Ombre d'Anlo or Synthetic Nature or Synthetic Jungle, but it's in that ballpark. So that, did I say the price? 100 ml for $49. That is a great price. $49 for that. Normally, I believe that collection sells for $200 plus. So you're saving about 75% off on that one, which is a great, great price. So Ensis, 100 ml for $49. And the next one also, I believe, is discontinued. Going to the house of DUNHILL, it's Indian Sandalwood. One of the best designer sandalwood fragrances. It smells so, so true and authentic. And it's also super creamy and luxurious, velvety smooth. So it's Indian Sandalwood, and I think the price is 100 ml for $55. I actually went to their website. I did research. I looked these fragrances up. I don't see any fragrances on the DUNHILL website, and I mentioned I had recently found out that Inter Parfums, who distributed DUNHILL, was distributing them. They dumped DUNHILL. So is that why there's no fragrances listed? So yeah, I think their fragrances are all discontinued. And if you love a awesome kind of a spicy take on a milky, creamy sandalwood fragrance. This one is so, so good. It's 100 ml for $55, and I believe this collection sold for around $160, maybe $150. But great, my favorite from the line. This one, and I believe their amber, were my favorites, and I spoke quite a bit about these fragrances. But the Indian sandalwood, super awesome scent. Again, 100 ml for $155. It comes in a box like this. I think it's totally worth it if you're in the market for a creamy sandalwood fragrance. And the next one, going to the house of Orto Parisi, it's Risvelium. So Risvelium normally goes for $200. I think it's $200, right? No, it's $205 normally, and it's $140 at the discounter. So it's a pretty good discount on this, and I think it's an acquired taste. This fragrance and this line is it's a pretty acquired taste kind of a fragrance. First of all, it's very greasy. Like you smell this kind of a greasy grapefruit skin oil quite a bit. I think you also have some camphor touches of cannabis. There's a cannabis-like vibe happening. And it's a bit pulpy, lightly fruity, but very green in camphor. And then beyond that, you have the signature Amber Woods overdose like you get in Mega Mare from Orto Parisi fragrances. It's long-lasting, freshy, but, it's not your typical fresh fragrance. But very addictive smell, I think. This is, like, between this and Mega Mare, I much prefer this. It can be a bit challenging, but I really love it as a zingy, spicy, kind of greasy camphor freshie. So that's Risvelium, and Risvelium is currently $140, and normally it's $205. Now this next one is a discontinued offering. I actually ordered a bottle of this, and I'll tell you a few other fragrances that I just ordered as well after the outro, after I do my unboxing, the haul video. This is discontinued, and it just somehow appeared. It's Ralph Lauren's Safari for the ladies. This is a vintage bottle, and I just ordered a brand unopened bottle, so much more recent production, and 75 ml for $110. So those of you that are into the market of finding this fragrance, I highly recommend you look it up. All right, I had to pause there. I'm still trying to recover from the flu that I got a couple weeks ago. I get very congested when I'm talking, which is really, really weird. But what's the Safari all about? It's a green fragrance, super duper green, like really green with an overdose of galbanum. So if you love green fragrances with galbanum, this might be up your alley. Plus it's discontinued, so it's not very easy to find. And this price is really good because normally I see this fragrance selling for over $200 and $250. So it's $110 for Safari for the ladies. The men's Safari still sells. It's still being distributed, but the ladies Safari is discontinued. Maybe it's a bit more of an acquired taste because it's super duper green. It's green in flowers and spices, and it's a gorgeous bottle as well from Ralph Lauren. Very 90s fragrance. I actually wore the men's probably around 1992. Really loved it. And I had never really experienced this, and I bought this as a vintage bottle, and I quite like the greenness of it. So when I saw the Ralph Lauren Safari for the ladies, 75 ml for 110, I instantly bought that one. So check that out if you're a collector and you want classic fragrances that are discontinued. Definitely take advantage of that, and hopefully by the time this video airs, it's still selling. Now, the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Mancera Tonka Cola. One of the best releases from Mancera for a while. I really love it. And it's a fizzy cola effect with a lot of spices. Of course, the tonka beans, very, very prominent here. You also have a slight fruitiness in there, like a cherry. It's like a cherry tonka cola with a lot of warm spices. You've got major cinnamon dosage here. So I think it's maybe a bit not, it's more like, I should say, it's better left for winter because of all the warm spices. But the price is really good. 120 ml for $75. Normally it's $200 suggested retail. So that's a great price for that. I love the smell. I really do. I think Amor Cafe and Tonka Cola were the last two awesome Mancera fragrances that I really enjoy. And I can't get enough of the smell of Mancera's Tonka Cola. It smells really awesome. Anyway, that's the last fragrance I'm talking about. It's Tonka Cola from Mancera. It's $75 for a 120 ml bottle. Normally 120 ml is $200. So it's a great discount for these fragrances. Let me know your thoughts on these fragrances. I mean, this magnetic musk, man, you've got to get yourself a bottle. Really awesome. There's some really great fragrances here I think you guys should definitely take advantage of if you're in the market for them. But let me know your thoughts on the fragrances. What kind of deals have you found recently? Add a comment below. And thanks so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to stick around for the bonus stuff, as I said. But please like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, click the bell icon, and head over to subscribe to my shorts channel as well. I'm waiting for the 1,000 subscribers so I can start posting content there. So very soon it'll get there, but I appreciate you if you have subscribed to this channel and that channel. And again, if you haven't yet, please do head over there and do that. Thanks so much for watching. As I said, see you guys later. Bye-bye. All right, this is the exciting part, and I can't wait to open this one. So I actually have the fragrance that's in this bottle in its original form. So I bought the special edition, Cristal edition is what it says on here. So basically what I bought is LALIQUE's Lion Pour Homme Lion in the Cristal bottle, and I paid $150 for a 350 ml bottle. Never been opened yet. I have always admired these LALIQUE special edition fragrances in the crystal bottles, and I have never bought them because they were so expensive. Because this one retails for around $750 normally, and so here it is. Sometimes I have to clean the table before I can move on because there's a lot on this table. And this is a pretty big presentation. But Flacon Collection Edition 2006, it says. It is a 350 ml bottle. Eau de Parfum. So it is the Eau de Parfum. So are these the same smell? So this is the EDP version. I'm assuming this is it. Wait a minute, is this not? I thought this was the Lion. But anyway, this is the Lion, as you can see. Let's open this up and see what this is all about. Maybe we can smell it. But I was like really happy that I found this for a really great price. I've been wanting one of these fragrances for the longest time. I always felt like they were really expensive. Plus, this is an authentic LALIQUE glass. Look at that. It is a bit thin sounding. Whoa. Oh boy. I'm going to pause the video here, and then I'm going to look just to make sure this is the correct fragrance that is in here. Because there is another LALIQUE Pour Homme. Give me one sec. Okay, it does say in the paperwork that when I bought this, it did say Lion. But I'm not 100% sure this is, because it doesn't really match the photo. I mean, the actual design. So if anybody knows, let me know. It is LALIQUE Pour Homme Eau de Parfum, 350 ml bottle. Beautiful bottle. It is nice. It's not easy to open. It is containing a certificate. And then you've got information here. This bottle is gorgeous. I mean, for a collector, I think it's really, really awesome. But let me give you a little bit of an idea of what Lion smells like. It's been a while since I've smelled it. I think Lion is created by Maurice Roussel. I could be wrong. Is it violet? This is a bit more fougere-like. Maybe this is not the one that he created. There is also this lion with the horse head. I should say there is also this LALIQUE, not lion. Which one did Maurice Roussel create? Is it this lion or is it this one? This one is more violet. I think this is very violet. I believe it's violet leaves. But this, on the other hand, is very old school men's fougere-like fragrance. Anyway, I'm happy I have this. It's a beautiful bottle. It'll be nice to display. It's very Art Deco. And I might take advantage of a few more of these. Let me know if you guys have seen these, awesome LALIQUE crystal bottles. Again, this, I believe, retailed for around $750, but it was only $150. It was like $149. So it was a great price. And I've always admired all of these beautiful LALIQUE special edition collector bottles. And glad to finally have one at a great price. Although it's from 2006, I don't think they're making much of these anymore. If they are, I'm not 100% sure. And also, when I was traveling to France, there used to be a LALIQUE boutique near where I used to stay. It's not there anymore, so I don't know what's happened with them. But that is the first fragrance I'm talking about. The second one is, this is the haul, by the way, an Acqua di Gio Elixir tester bottle. I don't think this was a super duper awesome deal, but it's $50 discounted. So I bought it for $110. Suggested retail price is $160. Let's see how it is, because I haven't smelled it yet, but it is a tester. It was already been sprayed. Oh boy. Do I get something Santal 33 like in here? Whoa. I'm not really excited about this one. This was a blind purchase, but I got it for $110. Normally it's $160 suggested retail. So it's basically like a sale price, pretty much, maybe a little bit better than a sale price. But I don't care for the smell as much as the Parfum or the Profumo, my favorite, which I just spoke about in the men's fragrances video I did with, modern classics. I threw in the Profumo and the Parfum. I'm not sure about the Elixir. Let me know if you're a fan of the Elixir. So here's a ladies fragrance that I bought. I don't see these anywhere, so I just did a blind purchase. It was only $24. It's a tester. It's the DKNY 24/7. I thought the bottle was kind of cool. Look at that. Whoa, this is glass. I don't know anything about this, but $24 tester, great price, I think. I wonder why this is hollow and glass. I kind of like it. It's very fruity. I'm sorry, no, it's very floral with light fruits thrown in. It's very fresh. Kind of Delina-esque. Yeah, I think it's very Delina-esque. I think it's pleasant. Very fresh, I think. Lightly fruity, very floral, maybe some light spices. Anybody a fan of this fragrance? A very reflective bottle, by the way. And then the last fragrance I bought for $30. It's Derek Lam 10 Crosby Looking Glass. It's a 175 ml bottle. I don't have any experience with it. The only one I have experience with, although, I sampled a line at Nordstrom when they first put it out, like 10 years ago. But I don't remember. And the only one I had bought one time was Something Wild, which is a nice, spicy, woody vanilla. This is completely blind. It's a 175 ml bottle, by the way, for 30 bucks. So the whole line is heavily discounted. Oh God, this is gonna take a while. All right, who's a fan of this line? This kind of looks like the Dior containers, but obviously much smaller. Got a lot of boxes all over the place falling. So here's the bottle. The one I have called Something Wild is the smaller bottle. I think it's a 50 ml. This is a 175 ml bottle. So if you're in the market for a lot of juice at great prices that smell great, this is a line you should check out. The vanilla is pretty decent. It's a woody vanilla. This, on the other hand, it smells fresh. Very fresh. Kind of green, I think. And maybe fruity. There's a crisp juiciness about it. Huh. It's very crisp. I get a little bit of greenness and then some fruitiness. Not bad. Not wow. I think Something Wild is a bit better because it is vanilla. But I think this will shine in the heat. It's very, very fresh. There's a juiciness about it, but also crisp. Anyway, so that is Looking Glass by Derek Lam, 10 Crosby. So let me know if you have sampled these fragrances. Add a comment below. Let's talk about a few other fragrances that I just did a blind buy with the Safari for the ladies. So I bought a bottle of Salvatore Ferragamo's Spicy Leather, and I feel like it's kind of, here. Kind of in the same line as this Bright Leather, which I quite like. That is going for $35 in a tester format. 100 ml, $35. Really, really great price. So I'll wait to receive it, and then I'll tell you guys about it, and I'll do it in a bonus section like this one. And then the last fragrance I ordered is Trussardi's La Vie di Milano Porta Venezia. So 100 ml, $40. Really, really great price. Normally these fragrances I think sell for over $200. And if you guys don't know this line, I don't think this, well, it's kind of sort of similar to this, I think. But it's not this one. Sorry, a lot of things are falling on this table. I put some new covers and it's making everything very wobbly. But I want to show you the Trussardi La Vie di Milano Porta Venezia. Like I said, is 100 ml for 40 bucks. Great price. I want to have this collection. And normally I think it's over $200, but I don't think it's distributed in the States. So you mostly end up getting them from discounters or if you travel to Italy because it's an Italian fashion house. This is what the collection looks like. La Vie di Milano. And this is Aperitivo Milanese Portanova. That's what it is. And this is what the bottle looks like. And I paid like $125 for this discounted. But I just got the Porta Venezia for 40 bucks. So a great price. And it comes with a cap like this. So I haven't smelled it. I just did a blind buy because it was cheap. And so we've got it coming. And that's it for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning and stay tuned for another video tomorrow. See you guys later. Bye-bye.